Hey, what is going on, guys? So today we got a special kind of video. We're going to be taking a look here at the Mobile Suit Gundam internal structure RX-78-2. Now this was a kind of candy toy, I think, kind of prize grabber toy from Japan, but I was able to get one online. Now there's two different versions of this, which you can see here on the top. There's the A version and the B version. The A version is half painted and half clear. The B version is all clear and just the core fighter inside is painted. So I got this version half and half. And what I want to do with this is detail up the painted side, so there's no panel lining or decals or anything on it. So I'm going to panel line that, put some decals on it, maybe paint in, just like hand paint a couple little details. We'll see what we can do with that, but just to make it look even better. So that's what we're going to do with this. Pretty simple. The clear side I'm just going to leave clear. I just want to fix up the painted side so that it looks its absolute best. So this is for the 40th Gundam anniversary here that they made this figure. So as you can tell from the box, it's probably not going to be all that big. I would assume maybe about the size of a high grade, maybe a little bit larger. But the box art is pretty cool. Here on the side you can see like there's the clear side, there's the painted side on the back, and then just look at that from the side. So it's got some nice details on there, but I think we can do just a little bit of work on this and make it look even better. Let's go ahead and pop this open and see what we got inside. Oh, we got some more tape here apparently first. So there you go, that is it, just the figure like that. I'd seen on Twitter, one Japanese builder had posted of that the pegs didn't quite fit into it, so he had to kind of like, I think, heat it up, but it seems fine. It seems like those are going to fit in there just fine. But real quick, just a look at the base here. That is pretty awesome, so I'm just going to leave the base as it is. I'm not going to change that because that's really cool. Let's just plug a figure onto here. So it's definitely a little bit tight getting it on there, but that's good. At least we know it's not going to fall off. And here is how it's going to look. So it looks pretty cool. Again, the size, yeah, it does seem to be about the same size as a high grade. I'll do a comparison here a little bit later to show you guys, but it seems maybe just a little bit larger than your standard high grade. Also, the proportions are a little bit different and just seem a little bit taller than your usual model of the RX-78, at least in the high grade form anyway. Well, let's go up here for a closer look. The clear side is going to be kind of hard to see what's going on, so maybe kind of hard to show you the detail on that side, but on the painted side you can see it doesn't look too bad, but it also doesn't really look obviously as good as it looks on the front of the box, or I guess it's basically the same. But right off the bat I can tell the eye seems like kind of not centered, it's like straight on. It looks like his eye is kind of like drooping off to the side there, so I think we're probably going to maybe have to repaint the eye. But we'll see about that. The rest of it though, I mean, the pre-painting is all kind of fine. You can just go in and just detail up, panel lining all the little details in here, especially like around the legs, all these white areas you can see. There's a lot of detail there, but we can just go in and fill that in. And this is just in PVC plastic, so it's a little bit soft. What I'm going to do first is just spray some clear coat on this just to get a nice glossy coat on it, so that way our panel liner will work all really well. It's in PVC, but some parts are pre-painted. I can tell like the little cap on the back of the elbow that's pre-painted in white, so it does have a little bit of pre-painting, obviously these little yellow bits in there. Down the front of the leg and then onto the front of the foot there, we've got some, just like a mold line down there. So we'll see what I do, but I'll see what I can do about maybe just sanding that mold line a little bit down just to try to minimize that, but not really too worried about it. At the end of the day, this is just supposed to be a fun little simple project just to take this figure and make it look better than it does straight out of the box. So let's go over and get some clear coat on it first. Alright, and just a few days later, this thing is all done and looking so much better in my personal opinion. I think you guys will probably agree. Just basically, so here's what I did. I gave it a coat of just gloss coat over the whole thing, just to get nice and glossy, and then went in and did the panel lining on just the painted side, of course. I didn't do anything on the clear side except for just the original gloss coat over the entire thing. panel lining on the colored side, and then cleaned that up. Just then went and did some detail painting on there, and then painted in some, or then added some decals, as you can see there, and then just had to mask it. So then I wanted to do a flat coat on the colored side, but I didn't want to get flat coat over the clear side because it would just kind of cloud the clear. It wouldn't really look very good. I didn't think it would look good ultimately, so had to mask that. Unfortunately, that was a little bit of a pain in the ass, just to mask all of the clear side, masking half of the kit there. And then yeah, then just spray the matte coat over the colored side, and it looks so nice. It looks so much better. I think, as you guys will see, compared to the original kit, I mean, it's night and day. It looks a ton better. So it would have been nice if this is how the kit would have, this is how the figure would have looked just straight out of the box. But hey, when when Bandai gives us, I don't want to say lemons because it wasn't bad out of the box. When Bandai gives us powder mixed lemonade, we have to just throw it out and make some homemade lemonade. I guess maybe a slightly better analogy, if that makes sense at all. Just also want to mention that I did also sharpen up the V-fin there on there. Just kind of had the safety flags on there. Had to cut those off carefully as to not damage that too much, because I couldn't really sand to that, so I just had to slice and slice little by little till I got that to a sharp point, and then had to touch that up. Had to do a little bit of touching up with white paint on some different parts, like the V-fin, and also just getting rid of just like molded lines around in some different areas on the hand cover, and then on like the front and back skirt had a little bit of overpaint from the pre-painted yellow, so just touch that up a little bit with some white paint, and that's pretty much it as far as touch-ups. Also the eyes, fix the eyes too. Just use a little bit of black paint and just kind of covered up the eyes, just made the eye a little bit smaller and a little bit more sharp and better looking, I think. So that was pretty simple to do as well. I didn't repaint any of the yellow or anything, I just covered up. The yellow that was painted there for the eyes was just too big before, so just covered that up with a little bit of black, made the eyes look much better. And yeah, so hopefully this has been interesting, just fun little quick video for you guys, just to show how you can take a figure here, like this one for example from Bandai. You can do the same thing with, like I've done this in the past with Converge figures and stuff before, so it's pretty easy to do. So hopefully you guys will try this out. If you've never tried this before, you know, if you got some figures or something like this from Bandai or whatever, you know, try out detailing them up a little bit, make them look a lot better. It's a lot of fun and pretty simple, pretty easy to do. If you guys have any other questions, or if you guys have any questions or anything about the process, do feel free to let me know. I'll try to help you out with that. It wasn't really, like I said, too complicated, but if there's anything that I didn't explain well, or if you have any questions, of course, you can just let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer that for you. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I think next time we'll probably be working on another Converge figure, maybe a little bit bigger one, maybe a little bit wider one, I'm thinking, maybe, possibly, but we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.